so done with this winter. It's just kind of, I'm just kind of over it. You know, the thing about our winter was that it kind of like, I want to say that it would dump like a bunch of snow. You know, I mean, when I say a bunch of snow, I'm talking like 6 to 10 inches one day, and then 3 days later it's all melted and gone. You know, you get a day, maybe 2 to enjoy it, and then it's gone. Or it just kind of sticks around, but it's like really crappy and wet. So there's just no fun in it. So winter's almost over, man. The warm weather's coming. I have really horrible ideas about the bike situation. I might actually end up getting something I totally shouldn't get, but I found a way to get it at a price that I'm okay with, or that kind of, you know, too good to pass up kind of situations. But it would also help with the channel. So I don't know, man. Just don't know yet. It's hard to say. All right, stop number 1 is, of course, the gym. I always like to start my day with the gym, even though it's 1:30 in the afternoon. That's when I usually start my day. I am not an early riser by any means. I mean, obviously, for 4-Wheel Fridays, I'd like to do some sort of car shows, you know, kind of like a Cars and Coffee, but we don't really do Cars and Coffees here. I mean, I'm sure they do. Can't see. I'm sure there's cars and coffee that go on around here, but I've never seen one. So, but we do got a lot of car shows and stuff, and I like to get up early and go before the sun comes up and it's really, really hot and sticky outside. So you will see me get up early in the morning. It's just not normally, unless there's something going on. But just like that, guys, we're gonna go in, get this done real quick, and then we're gonna jump right into this 4-Wheel Friday, because today we're talking about the new Ferrari that I am so excited about. No, I'm not getting one, but it doesn't mean I'm any less excited. So just like that, and we're back. Good session. My hand hurts like a son of a bitch because I dropped a 75-pound piece of metal on it at work the other day, and I'm pretty sure my middle finger has a fracture right here at the base. So my finger hurts like a son of a bitch, but we got it done because mama didn't raise no bitch. That's how I feel about it. So let's talk about the most beautiful thing I've seen this year. The brand new Ferrari 488 Pista. It is glorious. I love absolutely everything about the aesthetics of that car. The aero is insane, and it truly, I feel like it truly encompasses how much Ferrari does this whole, like, it's not just a car, it's a piece of art kind of shit. It is beautiful. Love that car. You've probably seen by now, because a lot of people have beat me to the punch on getting this out, especially a lot of much bigger YouTubers than me, but it makes 711 horsepower, weighs 2,800 pounds, has a 0 to 60 time at 2.85 seconds. That's freaking moving. Now, I haven't seen a legit price on it yet, but they are all sold out. In true Ferrari fashion, I am sure they called a whole bunch of their usual suspects and asked them if they wanted one, and of course everybody wanted one because Ferrari. So I haven't seen a legit price on it yet, but if I had to wander a guess, I'm probably gonna stick somewhere around the $600,000 to $700,000 range. I think that's a fair guesstimate of where it's gonna be from a price point. Now, I did watch a video yesterday from Parker from Vehicle Virgins talking about a few different things about the Pista, and mentioning that the power per liter on a GT2 RS is actually better than the 488, he was saying that the 488 Pista isn't actually the most powerful car in its segment. Here's my thing with that. I agree with the thought process. The GT2 RS makes 700 horsepower out of a twin turbo 4 liter. And of course the Pista is making 711 horsepower. So the horsepower rating there is 11 horsepower. It's just 11 horsepower. So if I want to really take that into account from a perspective of, you know, which one do I think is quote unquote more powerful, you also have to take into account power to weight ratio. Now the GT2 RS is a claimed curb weight of just over 3,200 pounds. Now Ferrari is claiming that the weight for the 488 Pista is only 2,800 pounds, or just slightly over it. That's a difference of 400 pounds. And if you've ever raced, you know that 400 pounds makes a big difference. It is a huge difference. That's why people who go around tracks or go down drag strips tend to try to cut even 20 to 50 pounds out of the vehicle if they can. So I'm not going to sit here and say that the Pista is going to be the most powerful car in its segment. I don't want to say that. But it is beautiful. It is absolutely, absolutely gorgeous. I love everything about that car. If I could buy a supercar right now, I had the money and no worry about how much it cost, that would be the one I bought. Well, maybe a P1. But the P1 is a whole different form of artwork. I love the way that car looks. Here's the thing that I do want to add with the whole Parker making the comparison between the GT2 RS and the 488 Pista is the price. If you're looking at it from a price perspective, okay, and I'm not talking about appreciation value, you know, how much it's going to be worth or how much you can sell for over sticker or if you can flip it. I'm just talking about initially buying the vehicle and, you know, having a track weapon. Say you want to buy a track weapon. The 488 Pista has a slower 0 to 60 time. Porsche's is 2.7 seconds 0 to 60 in the GT2 RS. How big of a difference is that? It's 0.15 seconds. Like you would never, there is no way anybody can ever tell me they noticed the difference between 2.85 seconds 0 to 60 time and a 2.7 0 to 60 time. From that perspective, I don't really believe there's a whole lot of difference between the cars. The weight, now the weight, especially on a track, huge difference. The 400-pound difference could mean a whole lot of different things on how the car reacts in the corners, how fast you can get out of the corners, you know, the exit speed, the entrance speed, how much braking is involved, top speed runs, you know. These are all things that actually really matter on a track. So the 400-pound difference between the two cars is huge. Now the power isn't a whole lot different, really. And that's where I'm kind of like, you know, if I'm looking at the spec sheet on both the GT2 RS and the 488 Pista, and I'm looking at the spec sheet, the only noticeable thing between the two cars that I would personally concern myself with is the weight. That is literally it. Because that's the biggest difference between the two cars besides the price. And that's what I'm talking about. If we're just looking at the initial price to get one of these vehicles, now the Porsche GT2 RS has a starting price of just north of, I think, $293,000. I guarantee you the Pista's at least double that just to get one. That's assuming that you could get one, which you can't. We have to take that into account. You know, if I wanted this, if I had the option to get that car, the 488 Pista or the GT2 RS, and I had the money, you know, which one would I buy? Me personally, if I had the money and price wasn't really a concern, I'd get the Pista. I'm sorry, I just would. I love the GT2 RS, and the thing is just a beast. God, does that Ferrari look amazing. I mean, that's, for me, like, the aesthetics just really get me, you know, and I can't, and to clarify, I am 100% a Ferrari fanboy, like 100%, and I have no problem stating that fact, which is kind of funny, because right now, I really want a Huracan Performante, but it doesn't mean I don't love Ferrari any less than you know, every other fanboy out there. Trust me, if I could have every Ferrari ever built, I totally would, but that's nor here nor there. But if you're looking to get a track weapon like that, or move up into that segment, I mean, you can get right now a McLaren 720S secondhand, used, or even some of them are new, for around $360,000. So from the 720S to the GT2 RS with some options that you're probably going to want, the 720S and the GT2 RS are probably going to be right around the same price. So you're looking right there, similar price between those two, but that Pista is going to be way more, just hundreds of thousands of dollars more. And again, I know I keep saying it, but you have to take into effect that you can't get one. You'll be able to get it in the secondhand market, but you're probably going to have to pay pretty damn close to $1 million, if not just over $1 million, to get that car as a flip. And I'm pretty sure that's what the case is going to be. You can look at it now. A 458 Speciale is going for anywhere from $700,000 to $900,000, depending on how many miles are on it, how well it's taken care of, what spec it was. So to think that someone has got the 488 Pista coming and they're gonna secondhand sell it right off the get-go with almost no miles on it for less than, you know, $1 million is just stupid to think that way. It's just not going to happen. If they do, I believe that's probably a really great deal. But I'd like to see a firm price, like an official starting price on that car, because I'm kind of interested on exactly how much they want for it. But if we're going to bring the 720S into this discussion, what would I do? Obviously, I would buy the Ferrari if money wasn't an issue. Now, still taking into account that we're not thinking about the whole part of it where you can't get a Pista. If all three cars are available, I could buy all three cars, but I'm a little bit concerned about how much I'm paying up front as a starting price for the vehicle. Then I really think the 720S would be a better bet for me. I would personally rather have a 720S than a GT2 RS. And I know a lot of people would probably be like, oh, why would you say that? Because it's a beautiful car. I would never purchase a $300,000 car to do track days. I don't understand why people keep doing these comparisons of, oh yeah, this is more of a track weapon than that is, or this goes faster around track than that does. Yeah, but you're never really gonna push the car like that, because you just paid over $300,000 for that car, and a track could destroy it in a matter of seconds. And if you got money to throw around that you're buying $300,000 cars to go out on a track day, by all means, go for it. If I was gonna buy a legit track weapon and I wanted one from Porsche, I would get the Cayman, their GT4 car, because it's significantly cheaper to replace the parts on it, because it is an actual track car, than it is to replace a production car. I mean, yeah, you're gonna want to take it out and kind of beat on it a little bit on the track, but you're never really gonna push the limits of that car, because you're not gonna take the chance. I wouldn't. I'm not that stupid. But hey, some people have a lot of money to just completely waste that they don't care about, and by all means, if you want to take a $300,000 and some car to the track, push it to its limits, and then trash it, by all means, go for it. But I would never do that. So I don't look at, oh, this is better on the track than this is on the track. I look at it from a standpoint of, Do I want to drive it on a daily basis because that's what 90% of its life is going to be? And do I like the way that it looks? Because I have to look at it. So out of the three, again, with price not being any issue, it's definitely the Ferrari. If we're talking about prices sort of an issue, then it's the 720S. And then it'd be the GT2 RS after that. But that's just my opinion. I'd like to hear your thoughts. Go ahead and leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. What out of those three cars, which one would you take? They're all about the same power, within the same weight range. The 720S and the GT2 RS in the same price range. And I'm not really sure, for sure, officially, what the price would be on the 488 Pista, even if you could get one. But let me know. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up. If you're stopping in for the first time, hit that subscribe button. Until the next time, guys, deuces.